Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 a.m. with me, your host, Acid. I figured we'd talk about games a little more because it's fresh in our minds from the last episode. And with me tonight, I have a very special guest, a close friend of mine who's going under the alias of Striker. Introduce yourself.
Hi. Introduce myself. I don't really do that much.
All right. Anyway, cue the intro. And we're back, and I gotta say, if all my guests went under the aliases of Mortal Kombat characters, I'd probably be Sub-Zero. But
No, I would be Sub-Zero.
we both play Sub-Zero. That's interesting. Anyway, uh, Barack Obama. Anyway, enough rambling. Like I said, want to keep the topic of gaming fresh in our minds. I got Striker with me tonight, and we're going to be talking about online multiplayer. Any online games you've been playing recently, Striker?
I've been playing weird Android online games,
Yeah?
and I've been playing WoW more often than anything.
Wow. WoW is good.
WoW is
What's your main in WoW?
my main is Strike High, and they kind of been turning into like Farmville almost.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the farming. You want to elaborate on that for a moment?
Well, it's not that bad. They've done a pretty good job with it, but like it looks like you're playing Farmville, honestly.
Does it really? I haven't really
Yeah.
seen much.
It really does. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. Well, wow. Well, you know, they're just trying to branch out, I guess, and that's always good.
Well, it seems like they're trying to copy everybody because they have the battle pets now, and it looks just like Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't even heard about that much. Wow. Do you play another game that's really getting popular online is League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
Have you played that much?
No, but I used to know people who played LOL a lot.
Lol. Yeah, it's really popular. Like every other conversation is, do you play League of Legends with me and a lot of people I know. So it's
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
it's crazy how it just got like popular overnight. I mean, like I remember playing like City of Heroes and stuff like that back in the day.
Oh yeah. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was. Have you ever played Champions Online?
No, I don't think so.
It's pretty much the same people who made City of Heroes made like a sort of a more, I don't know, it's less of an RPG and more of an action RPG.
I played the what is it? What is it? What is it? The new it's a DC Universe Online. That's what it is.
Yeah, how is that?
It's actually pretty good. It's kind of like lame. The graphics are amazing, but it's like
Well,
the
it's
game,
Sony.
the game
though.
and the gameplay itself isn't that hardcore, you know.
It is Sony though, so I'd expect good graphics. I mean, like you look at EverQuest and that has really good graphics.
I like how all the characters are from the DC universe, though.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Getting back on the subject of WoW, you want to talk about because this is based on online multiplayer. How about we talk some PvP?
Well, the PvP is it's pretty old, and people used to twink on the younger versions of it a lot. But the max level PvP is actually really crazy these days, and they just nerfed all the Death Knights and the Warriors. So everybody who was kicking everybody's ass is getting their asses kicked by like me and my guild. It's hilarious.
Yeah, see, that's kind of funny because I used to play. I remember we had a conversation about this a little while ago, but back when I played WoW, I was pretty hardcore about it. I would play a Affliction Warlock, and now apparently those are kicking everybody's asses.
Yeah, and PvE, they're the most powerful class.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I remember getting my ass handed to me a lot, but I would play I'd play Battlegrounds, and I would just go for assist all over the place. That's what I would do. And you get a lot of honor
Yeah,
points that way.
it was crazy. I play on I think it's a PvE server, but we actually got into a rated battleground, and it seems like the alliance part of the server is like really bad. You know, like the horde is dominating the whole battle group. But we actually got into a rated battleground, and we played as the horde for some reason against another alliance team, and we just killed them instantly.
Wow. So if you had to pick one or the other, Alliance or Horde,
Well, I always choose alliance.
is it that because of the cosmetics of it, or?
It's because of like it's more of a moral decision, you know.
Yeah, I
I don't
understand.
I don't like to tend towards the evil path in like video games either.
That there's a lot of games that allow you to do that. Like we're talking karmic balance and karmic path and stuff in video games, like Fallout and KOTOR and stuff like that.
Fable and stuff.
Fable, right, of course. How could I forget?
But like most games, like when you try and play the good thing, they seem to make it harder for you to be good,
That's
and
right.
they make it a lot easier to be bad.
Well, like I said, Fallout. I mean, like in some instances that's true, but in other instances, whole towns will try to kill you.
Right. Exactly.
Don't kill the chicken.
Right,
You know. Well, that's a message that's been ingrained in our minds since Legend of Zelda. So
right.
yeah. Anyway, back to the multiplayer. Uh, you said there are what would you think is the most dominant class in PvP right now?
Well, I'm not really sure. People were saying the hunters are pretty good and stuff, but the shamans as healers are pretty much the most dominant class. But druids altogether have been coming up better than anybody else, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only because of like the critical strikes and like luck.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Like the other classes are stronger over like a longer period of time, but like in a short period of time a druid can do more damage than another one can.
Yeah, you saying it like that makes me think stick shift versus automatic.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a pleasure having you on. We're just about out of time.
It's a pleasure being here.
It's been really nice. Hopefully you can come back for later shows. And,
Hopefully.
yeah. With that, I'm gonna cut to intermission. Once again, thank you for being here, and hope to see you again.
Good night.
And we're back. If you recall, we were talking with Stryker about online multiplayer, and more specifically MMOs. Our second guest tonight, returning once again, is Pyro, who's here.
Hey, what's up,
And
guys?
we're going to be talking about online multiplayer some more, but we're going to cross the border a bit and talk about, console-based online. Anything you want to say before we get started?
Well, I have a lot to say about this, mostly because I am mostly a console gamer, so can't wait to get started.
All right. So I guess like what we did with the last guest, we're going to pick one specific, spectrum to talk about. And since you have, if I'm not mistaken, Xbox, I guess we'll talk about Xbox Live.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Once again, opening statements.
Well, I've played a bunch of different games, most of which have online features, but sometimes I try to steer clear of them.
Why is that?
Well, because, I don't know, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, for the sake of the viewers, go ahead and explain yourself.
All right. Well, there was one particular incident that I remember happening. Was I was playing online with a couple of friends, And personally, I am not very good at hardcore first-person shooters such as the Modern Warfare series and the Black Ops series.
Right.
And I'm more of a guy that likes games like Borderlands and games like that.
More co-op than
more
competitive.
Co-op and competitive, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Fair enough.
yeah, and not only that, but the actual gameplay mechanics where you can have a lot of health and be able to have the room to make those mistakes, whereas in a game like Call of Duty, you don't have very many room
yeah.
mistakes. Exactly. But this incident I was talking about, I'm not very good at like Call of Duty. Whenever I at least attempt the game, I play the campaign first, which is normally like taboo for hardcore Call of Duty fans.
I don't know why. That's what the game's supposed to be. I mean,
Exactly.
like unless you have a game like Team Fortress, but we're steering clear of PC. So
Yeah. But so I was playing Modern Warfare 3, I believe, and I had a headset on and people were just screaming in my ear, and I turned the console off and I sold my copy of Modern Warfare 3. And I have not touched a Modern Warfare game since.
I don't blame you. Games like that get a really bad reputation, not because they're bad games, but their demographic of especially really competitive online. The demographic is really, I don't want to say immature, because that's generalizing, but they have a tendency to be very obnoxious. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, off the top of your head, and this is kind of a vague question, best online experience you've had since we've discussed, I guess, the worst.
The first one that comes into my head is Borderlands 2, because I like a game like that where you can, for those of our viewers who don't know the game very well, it's a game with a story with a lot of different missions. Going over this very briefly, a lot of different missions. You can go through them at your leisure, and you can set up that you have an Xbox Live party.
Right.
And people can just find your game and say, okay, this guy's this level with this character, and I want to join his game. And I have met a group of people, and I have actually become very good friends with some of these people. And I like games like that, where you can meet new people and you can make friends, rather than just having people jump down your throat about how you suck at this game.
See, without being too profound, I feel like games are steering more towards that sort of thing. You look at games like Resident Evil, for example, which started out as one player, solely. You had other characters in it, but you were on your own. Now it's based around multiplayer from 5 to 6. I mean, and then you have games like Borderlands and Team Fortress 2 and a lot of the Valve games that rely solely on multiplayer, but in a cooperative sense, which is really nice. I mean, like you said, making friends. I have a close group of friends because of Left 4 Dead that I would play party to party with, and very nice people. It's really cool. It's like it's an experience, definitely.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And it's a good experience at that.
Yeah, exactly. The topic we chose tonight was online multiplayer, and we're discussing the goods and bads of it. I have to say, it's very it's a toss up. It depends on what games you play, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like you said with the Call of Duty franchise, you get a lot of, I don't know, stuff.
Whiny people, and a lot of extra crap that isn't really needed.
Exactly. Well, on that note, I mean, it's true. It's really true.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you couldn't tell, we were grasping, and we got about a minute left. So final question. Do you think that online will evolve more than it is? In what ways do you think online will evolve?
Well, I was actually hoping you would ask a question like this because I know with the new Xbox 360 with the Kinect, I actually was looking through to start an Xbox Live party, and I saw that you could start a video chat with Kinect, and I'm wondering if that is the direction it's going in.
Yeah, you look at Wii U is doing that too. I mean,
Exactly.
it's just come out, but there's a lot of potential for that, and they're already starting to do
Oh, yeah.
that. Anyway, that's all good. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
It's been great.
Anytime. Glad to be back.
And yeah, this is the ending. Do 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 do. Cut.